I'm going to show you guys exactly 3 pain points that I like to touch on whenever I'm looking at high LTV. And the gap we're trying to solve here is, from engaged to loyal advocates. Okay. So I break this down into 3 components. You have your value ecosystem, your loyalty amplifiers, and then your experience growth. Okay. So value ecosystems comes in many different forms. And this is typically coming down to how you demonstrate your value to the client on a daily basis or weekly basis or every time you want to do it. But that comes down to your content, your story post. You're genuinely just giving free value out, whether it's in your private programs or communities. Another one is long-term engagement of value. So typically you'll have like a video on YouTube. This is something that, clients could re-engage with. This could be community resources where you have a bunch of modules in your high ticket program and you're showing clients, that's what we consider long-term engagement as well. Or, obviously forms of re-engagement like email sending, checking in with clients and stuff like that. You also have your upsell and newer offers. This is something you could basically say ties in with long-term engagement as well, but you're introducing a new product which get your clients actually excited about what's next. So then you have your loyalty amplifiers, which is a very, very important one. You want to pay attention to this because without this component, actually everything would break. And loyalty amplifiers comes down to the personalization of the experience they're having with you as the sole service provider, meaning the founder. So typically we would do this with personalized check-ins, or you may have a weekly mastermind, like every Saturday or Sunday, you do a group call with all your clients, you as a founder. And typically this keeps, high loyalty, but more importantly, their experience is great because they're engaging with someone that originally got their attention. Then you have recognition programs or client spotlights. I'm a big fan of this because it ultimately ties down to one of the 5 drivers of human action, and that is improvement of status. So improvement of status, obviously we all want admirations as human beings. That's just who we are. And client spotlight is by far the best way you can actually get more loyal advocates in your program. And that is putting a spotlight on the results you got for your clients. And many people do this through case studies. You can do this through a one-on-one interview, a podcast episode as well. Then we have live Q&As and mastermind sessions. So typically people will have these in their higher end programs where, once again, they're doing group calls, weekly group calls with a certain subset of clients that you may have. And, you guys are talking about the best strategies, upcoming, products or services you're about to offer, creating that sense of excitement as well. And, that urgency, which also taps into another driver of human action. So this is one way you keep clients loyal. And experience typically comes down to community challenges you may have, and obviously active support. But regardless, this is to help you elevate the client experience over time, because this is how you actually increase your client retention overall. Okay. And by adopting these strategy in the next 30 to 90 days, I promise you, you add an additional 5 to 10% in your client retention, which ultimately adds a 25 to 40% increase in profitability for your business. A lot of us are typically stuck in the never ending hamster wheel of new acquisition. And my goal is to help you relinquish yourself of constantly relying on new clients. So if you found this video extremely valuable, I have a full training guide on how you can start implementing these strategies down below. Click on it and then put your email in there, and then you'll get access to the video completely for free. Thank you once again, and I'll see you on the next one.